proudly covering the Northwest Arkansas community. This is KNWA News at 5.
5 people are in the hospital tonight after a hazardous waste spill at a Springdale Tyson chicken plant. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jennifer Piñate. The Springdale Fire Department was dispatched to the Tyson Berry Street plant around 8:30 this morning. One patient is in critical condition, another in serious condition, and 3 are said to be in fair condition. According to Fire Captain Matt Bagley, a cleaning agent was released in the plant. He can confirm it was not ammonia, but does not know what the chemical was. The chemical spill was contained with none of it getting into the groundwater or air. Captain Bagley says the plant's hazmat team decontaminated patients as fire crews made their way into the plant.
Positive, you know, the plant itself has a hazmat team. We train with them at least every year, if not more than once. So when we got here, they were doing their part. They, linked up with our team really well, and we helped support them. It got the ball rolling a lot faster and made the whole incident a lot safer.
Tyson released a statement saying, in part, we're thankful for the quick response of Springdale Emergency Services who helped us address the situation. According to a representative of Tyson, operations were not affected by the spill and the plant is investigating the cause. In Fort Smith, a dodgeball tournament is happening now to raise money for those impacted by the historic flooding. 7-player teams are going head-to-head, but the winners, of course, will be those in the community. Proceeds will go to the United Way of Fort Smith. The tournament goes on until 7 at the Fort Smith Boys and Girls Club. KNWA is your local election headquarters. It's Election Day in Prairie Grove. Brian Walker and Matt Hargis are vying for position 3 on the school board of directors. Voters within the district can cast a ballot at Prairie Grove Christian Church today. You have until 7:30 tonight to do so. Entrepreneurs and business owners getting a chance to see their products on the shelves of the nation's largest retailer. Walmart's 6th annual open call event is being held today and tomorrow at its headquarters in Bentonville. People get to pitch their products to buyers. Walmart senior buyer manager Keena Thomas explains what open call is all about.
Open Call is made in USA. We have over 500 companies that will come here, and they will be across 48 different states. It's all a part of our initiative to grow USA jobs.
People can secure deals to have their products in a handful of stores or thousands of them. Happening in Northwest Arkansas, a contest is being held to promote startups and new ideas. Idea Fame Live is hosting the contest. You will have 60 seconds to pitch your idea. That happens from 6 to 8 tonight at 21C Museum in Bentonville. The event is open to anyone. 2 groups are partnering for an event to empower women. Beautiful Lives Thrift Boutique and the Organizer Chicks will be offering free decluttering strategies and personal styling for women. The event is free. It's happening tonight at the boutique in Fayetteville. The Botanical Garden of the Ozarks invites families to terrific Tuesday nights. The fun-filled evenings will be held Tuesday from now through August. BGO will be open until 8 and concerts will run until 9 p.m. You can enjoy the NWA Ballet Theater Dance Beat pop-up show by the Bentonville-based Professional Classical Ballet Company. They will perform dances throughout the garden. Terrific Tuesday nights are free for everyone. The Northwest Arkansas Championship is less than a week away, and it's time for you to put on those running shoes. The 5K at the LPGA will start on Saturday, June 29th at 7:30 a.m. It will start and finish at the Walmart Amp in Rogers. Tournament director Annie DeGrand talks about why the race is so important.
We've had it since 2015, just as a way to sort of get the community out and involved and active as part of LPGA Week.
Registration is open until June 27th. The fee for early entry is $20.25 the week of the race. For those who don't want to run a 5K, there is also a 1K for a fun race. On you at 5, it's almost that time of year again to light up the sky. The city of Rogers is partnering with the Walmart Amp to give away free tickets for a fireworks show you won't want to miss. The 4th of July Spectacular, an American Salute with Sona, is headed to Northwest Northwest Arkansas. Tickets will be available this Friday and Saturday at the AMP box office. You can pick them up at 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. on Friday and noon till 4 p.m. on Saturday. Limit is 4 lawn tickets per family, and proof that you live in Rogers is required. In D.C. politics, Americans are sick of paying high costs for health care, and Congress is working on a cure. KNWA's Jesse Tenor reports on this morning's hearing on the Lower Health Care Cost Act, which targets nearly every area of the healthcare industry to save you some money.
When your car's totaled, you can't fix the windshield and expect to start driving.
To repair the country's totaled healthcare system, lawmakers in Washington are prescribing nearly 3 dozen bipartisan bills to cut costs for families.
Up to 1/2 of what the American people spend on health care may be unnecessary.
That's nearly $2 trillion. Tennessee Senator Lamar Alexander, Washington Senator Patty Murray, and many of their colleagues on the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee heard feedback Tuesday on their legislation to expand competition, increase transparency, and end surprise billing.
You can't lower your health care costs until you know what your health care costs actually are.
Testimony came from those representing doctors, hospitals, and patients. They can all agree something needs to change, but don't necessarily agree on what.
We think of the approaches that the committee's talked about, that arbitration is the best one.
Adopting an in-network guarantee is the best option.
Avoiding surprise medical bills took center stage. The proposed in-network guarantee would require in-network hospitals to ensure everyone working there is also in-network. Another part of the bill calls for benchmarking physician pay, but doctor in Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy cautioned his colleagues about that idea.
It's easier to get doctors in Florida than it is to get doctors in Alaska, so therefore you must pay doctors in Alaska more.
The conversation continues into next week before a debate on the Senate floor next month. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Jesse, thank you. One company is offering cash to help spread happiness, but there is a catch. How you can win a chance to move to one of the happiest countries in the world. But first, Dan.
We have storm chances overnight tonight and especially after midnight into the early morning hours on Wednesday. You can feel the heat and humidity out there, and we've got a storm system that's on the way. We'll give you the timing of the storms along with what's ahead the rest of the work week. That's all coming up in your forecast next.
You're watching KNWA News at 5 with Jennifer Pignate and Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott. Closed captioning is sponsored by Air Control. The Pig Trail Nation in Omaha. Coverage is brought to you by these sponsors.
The Ramirez triplets have always done the same exact thing. Until now.
McCafe Mango Pineapple Smoothie, Fanta Orange. McCafe Mocha Frappe.
And now enjoy a hot and spicy McChicken with small fries for only $3.
A value menu that values your choice.
If you're looking for America's best SUVs and America's best deal, you've got to see Honda, including the best-selling crossover in America, the award-winning Honda CR-V, with available features like LED headlights, hands-free power tailgate, Honda Sensing, and more. And right now, get CR-V with 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. So for big deals on America's best SUVs, see your Northwest Arkansas and River Valley Honda dealer today.
Get away to Branson this summer. Spend a week in rustic luxury at the cabins at Grand Mountain, or take to the lake at the Majestic at Table Rock Lake, or grab 18 holes at Thousand Hills Golf Resort. All the fun is in Branson this summer.
Six-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. During GMC's Truck Month, get 0% financing on most GMC Sierra and Canyon models, or get over $8,500 total value on this next generation Sierra SLT. GMC Truck Month like a pro.
When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I went straight to CTCA. After my mastectomy, I felt like part of my identity was being taken away. My team made me feel whole again.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Appointments available now.
Wednesday morning on KNWA Today, find out how the summer solstice will shine light on Alzheimer's disease.
Plus, we've got another installment of my You Ask, We Investigate series.
Potentially stormy for your Wednesday, that and your morning traffic.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott.
What a beautiful sunny day across the area this morning, though. Check it out. It started off with some thick fog, very low to the ground. That's Fayetteville that you see off in the distance, along with the Fayetteville Square, the Chancellor Hotel. Clouds rolling in from the northwest, and then watch the change during the afternoon as the moisture and the humidity and that energy starts moving in. Just at the very tail edge of that time lapse, the showers and storms starting to move in from the southwest and northeast. Now, we don't currently have any storms, but we have that flow that's continuing to increase from southwest and northeast, and that's the beginning stages of this energy that's going to be moving in overnight tonight. So storm chances are going to be increasing. We got a large system off to the west. In fact, you see a new tornado warning in southeastern Colorado, tornado warning in New Mexico, lots of severe thunderstorm warnings in the Texas Panhandle. Now, when we look at the watches, these watches for a tornado watch in south central Kansas goes until 11 o'clock. You also got a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock. So this is late tonight, and it doesn't even get close to us. Now, there are some additional storms south of this watch in north central Oklahoma. Those are actually lifting to the northeast. So what's the severe weather risk that we have overnight tonight? Well, first of all, the timing of these storms look to be moving in from west to east at about 3 a.m., possibly maybe a little bit earlier in southwest Missouri, and it goes until about 7 o'clock in the morning. The threats include heavy rain with these storms, a lot of lightning, and damaging winds looks to be the main threat. Now, there was a tornado threat earlier this afternoon in south central Kansas. And you'll notice as the storms make their way to the east, the level starts to drop. An enhanced risk means more severe weather. 2 is a little less severe weather. And there you see that slight risk of severe weather according to the Storm Prediction Center. And then you've got the marginal risk with the storms moving in here. That doesn't mean we won't see storms, though. Now, the models are kind of changing their tune a little bit on how much storm coverage there's going to be overnight tonight. Notice a lot of storm activity early morning Wednesday in northeast Oklahoma. That moves through the area as you see 5 a.m. So parts of northwest Arkansas, especially Benton County, southwest Missouri, Carroll County, Madison County, and Washington County could get clipped by these storms. I also think parts of the River Valley will get storms as well, even though this model doesn't really bring the storms all the way south. Now, probably in 6 hours, this will change and show a lot more storms in the River Valley. But it looks like additional development after a break from the morning storms does take place during the afternoon as the front moves in. Better chance for rain and thunderstorms Wednesday afternoon into the evening will be farther to the southeast, and that's why that risk shifts down to the southeast. So what about the temperatures right now? It's gorgeous out there in the mid-80s, and we'll continue to be in the mid-80s tomorrow as well. But here's those rain chances for northwest Arkansas. Again, overnight tonight, cranking up to 80%. Then it goes back down. We get a lull in the precipitation. Then it kind of ramps back up, and then it falls back down. And then Friday is looking absolutely fabulous. And even Thursday, most of the day, will be rain-free as well. 82 degrees at Pinnacle Parkway Towers. Traffic moving along just fine. No major accidents to report, at least in that area. As you'll see here on the future track, here's the showers and storms moving in early Wednesday morning. They move out. We get some redevelopment with this energy that swings in. A lot more storm activity the farther south you go. Temperatures in the mid-70s at about 10 o'clock. And then Thursday morning, perhaps a lingering shower early Thursday morning, but really for the most part, Thursday, Friday, and almost all day Saturday looking good. How about that little smile on Friday? Summer. It's the start of summer at 10:54 a.m. And boy, it's going to be feeling like summer as temperatures get near 90 degrees. A very warm afternoon on Friday with a little bit of a breezy south wind, the humidity cranking up. Now, the storm chances do return as we move into the end of our weekend on Sunday. Sunday looks like a washout at this point. It could change, and maybe the storms miss us to the north. Monday, Tuesday, we have additional storms as well. So really in the immediate short term, overnight tonight, after midnight, expect a lot of rain coming our way.
All right, we are so tired of the washouts.
I know, and we do have a little break, like we said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, some nice weather to look forward to. Very summer-like. My son was at the water park today, and that was a great day for it.
Yeah, got to enjoy those sunny days. Even though they're humid, find a place to cool off.
Yes.
All right, Dan, thanks so much. In today's Consumer Minute, if you need a little extra cash, you might want to hear this. Forget putting together furniture. IKEA is offering to pay you to help put together happiness. The catch? You have to spend 2 weeks in Denmark's capital of Copenhagen. The Swedish company says the idea is to get an outside perspective on why Denmark is frequently rated as one of the world's happiest countries. They will arrange travel, provide a temporary home, and pay a nominal rate. To apply, just upload a 1-minute video sharing a little bit about yourself to IKEA Homeview.com by July 1st. Also, good news for people wanting to jumpstart their workout routine at home. Best Buy will no longer just be an electronics store. The company announced today it's now selling home exercise equipment. Some of the items are rowing machines, $2,000 stationary bikes with virtual cycling classes, and treadmills. We'll be right back.
England Dental. Quality dentistry with compassion and care. Call us today.
Summer starts now at McLarty Daniel.
The summer savings are heating up at McLarty Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Right now, take 25% off all new Ram 1500s in stock. Visit our showroom or start your deal at McLartyDaniel.com.
Hold on to me. Don't let me go. Your first name is free. Last name is dumb.
Now, get 0% financing for 72 months, plus $1,500 in bonus cash on a 2019 Explorer. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Freedom.
We offer discounts to police, firefighters, first responders, military, and we also provide them to the most important people in the world, which is our senior citizens. Air of the Ozarks. Better air, better service, just better.
Okay, have fun at your dad's. Okay, love you, Mom. Hi.
What do you think?
I like it. Come on, got him!
Yes. You hungry?
Yeah.
All right. Bye, buddy.
How was it? Dad's internet is amazing. Well, you know, Mom's cookies are also amazing.
Take a heart-pounding slide or go with the flow.
Whitewater has over 13 acres of family-friendly thrills.
And kids are just $25.
There's Kalani and Kapal, Aloha River,
Coconut Cove,
and a whole lot more.
So what are you waiting for? It's the best place to cool off in Branson.
Find out more at silverdollarcity.com.
Beat the heat at McLarty Daniel.
Summer savings start now at McLarty Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Everyone qualifies for $6,000 off new Wranglers or $7,000 off new Cherokees, starting at $19,995. Start your deal at McLartyDaniel.com.
You're watching KNWA News at 5.
After a 2-and-out showing in Omaha, the Arkansas Razorbacks returned home. There was heartbreak, but morale was not low as the charter bus made its way back to Baum Stadium today. KNWA's Lauren Krakow is live at Baum Walker Stadium with a look at how Hog fans welcomed back the team.
Jennifer, Hog fans gathered here this morning to greet the players and the coach back from their trip from the College World Series. Now, it was a tough loss in a short trip, but fans say they're proud of the overall team.
How do you think they did this year?
Really super good.
Around noon today, the Arkansas Razorback charter bus made its way back to Baum Walker Stadium. Hog fans joined to give thanks to the Hogs for a great season, despite the World Series loss.
You know, they weren't predicted to do real well, but man, they did a super job. We had wonderful times here at Baum Stadium.
Wonderful times, including the Razorbacks' two-time back-to-back Omaha appearance, making history.
I think it's amazing. I mean, how many teams ever do that? You know, especially in the modern era, and I think it's awesome.
An appearance Hog fans are thinking could be a three-peat.
I'm hoping, because if they do, I'm going.
Today showed once a Hog fan, always a Hog fan, and Coach Dave Van Horn is grateful for all the support.
Our fans have been great all year. They're great last year, and it seems like it just gets better and better. We just really appreciate it. You know, kind of a tough trip, dropping 2 one-run games, and, you know, a little frustration, but what a great year we had. Team's been fun to be around, but just really appreciate all the fans.
fans clapped and cheered as the team got off the bus. I didn't get to talk to the players, but I saw their gratitude by taking pictures with supporters and signing a baseball for a young fan. Live at Baum Walker, Lauren Craycall, KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
All right, Lauren, thank you so much. Nice weather welcoming the Hogs back home, but as you may have guessed, rain is coming. Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff tells us when and just how much when we come back.
Circle of Life Hospice is proud to sponsor KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
Maintain the love of your new Subaru with 2 years of complimentary maintenance.
When you put a good swing on the ball and you hear that bat hit the ball and it's that crack sound, you know you hit it really well. It's the best feeling in the world. Before I had LASIK, when I had my contacts in, they would always be getting dry. There's dirt on a baseball field. It was tough, honestly, because in the middle of an inning, I'd feel like I would have to change my contact because it would be getting blurry.
Well, our goal really for all patients is to get them at least 20/20 vision uncorrected. When you're talking major league ball players, I can just tell you, I've learned from past experience, man, really 20/20 doesn't get the job done. We really need to get to 2015, 2012, or even 2010. If we can get there, then all of a sudden it gives them an edge in the baseball world. For someone like Luke, we want him to be an all-star, on the major league level. So I want to give him every little advantage I can. And so that's where, using the technology that we have, it allows us to get him a quality of vision that he's probably never experienced in his entire lifetime.
I'm seeing 2015 now. I feel great, and I feel like I can see the ball so well, a lot better than when I had my contacts in. My vision with my contacts was 20/20, now I'm 20/15, but it really feels like something extra now that there's not a layer over my eyeball.
It gives me tremendous joy to see him and everyone around him just extremely happy with the results that he's had here.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff.
If you're just getting back, here's a look at what we have going on overnight tonight. Hope you had a great day at work. It was beautiful. It was sunny. Maybe you had lunch outdoors. And as you'll see here on the future track, tomorrow morning, especially early morning, we got some rumbles of thunder coming our way. So if you like photographing lightning and can do it safely, this will be the night to do that. We'll have some isolated storms popping up off to our northwest. You'll notice 6 o'clock in the morning, a little before sunrise, some showers and storms coming in. I think the timing is a little too slow on that. Honestly, I think those storms move in at about 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning. Then we got additional storms that pop up during the afternoon to the south, but still could make their way into northwest Arkansas as this last bit of energy swings in and a cold front moves in. I'll have a surface map for you at 6 o'clock. But as we look at the severe weather risk, yes, the storms will be moving in, but they will be on a weakening trend. Not entirely, but they will weaken somewhat. They'll be more intense farther to the west. Typical Oklahoma definitely has stronger storms, daytime heating, energy is a little bit more. And once we start losing that daytime heating, the storms will be on a weakening trend. So very likely to see those strong storms early Wednesday morning. By the afternoon, we can see some redevelopment, but it's a little questionable in northwest Arkansas. Thursday, we have a nice day. Again, a few showers possible very early morning. We're talking shortly after midnight. And on summer, Friday, well, it's going to be a really nice day. The start of summer, the summer solstice, definitely a warm one with temperatures in the upper 80s. Saturday and Sunday, upper 80s to lower, even potentially lower 90s. We'll be right back after the break.
The Bank of Fayetteville offers customized home loans to fit your needs. Stop by any branch or apply online at mebanking.com. Equal housing lender.
You don't have to be hot while you sleep. Mattress King can cool you down. The all-new Tempur-Pedic Breeze, only at Mattress King, transfers heat away from your body, so you sleep up to 8 degrees cooler.
Nobody beats the king, Mattress King. Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, gonna take on the world someday. You got blood on your face, a big disgrace, waving your banner all over.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months, plus $2,500 in total savings on a 2019 F-150. Only at your local Ford dealer.
In Branson, we believe fresh air is a daily requirement. And the best seat in town also spins around. We believe in letting go, letting loose, and letting your rot fingers fly. Here, you'll always have tomorrow for what you didn't get done today. Branson, you won't believe it until you do. Explore Branson.com.
Hi, David Nelms here for Adventure Subaru. The 2019 Outback has it all. Award-winning safety features, symmetrical all-wheel drive, and exceptional ground clearance keep you ready for all of life's adventures. Take advantage of 0% financing, and complimentary maintenance is included on every new Outback. At Adventure Subaru in Fayetteville, dedicated to our community and delivering service in the Nelms tradition.
You don't have to be hot while you sleep. Mattress King can cool you down. The all-new Tempur-Pedic Breeze, only at Mattress King, transfers heat away from your body, so you sleep up to 8 degrees cooler.
Nobody beats the king, Mattress King.
It's time to get your AC ready for the summer with a tune-up from Paschal.
You're watching KNWA News at 5.
In case you're just walking in the door, here's a look at today's Just Home headlines. 5 people are in the hospital after a hazardous waste spill at a Tyson plant in northwest Arkansas. 1 patient is in critical, another in serious, and 3 in fair condition. According to Captain Matt Bagley with the Springdale Fire Department, the plant's hazmat team decontaminated patients as fire crews made their way into the plant. All of the chemical has been contained, with none of it getting into the groundwater or the air. The Northwest Arkansas Championship is less than 1 week away, and it's time for you to put on those running shoes. During the week of the tournament, you have the chance to join in on the fun and participate in the 5K at the LPGA. The race will be Saturday, June 29th at 7:30 a.m. It will start and finish at the Walmart Amp in Rogers. Registration is open until June 27th. The fee for early entry is $20 and $25 the week of the race. For those who don't want to run a 5K, there's also a 1K fun run. Entrepreneurs and business owners have a chance to get their products on the shelves of the nation's largest retailer. Walmart's 6th annual Open Call event is being held at its home office in Bentonville. This opportunity allows people to pitch their products to buyers and secure deals that cover a handful of stores or thousands of them. This is happening today and tomorrow. You can see more on these stories tonight in our 6 p.m. broadcast, or head to the KNWA News app right now for the most up-to-date information. You can download our app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. And Dan, one last look at weather. Looks like it's going to be a bit rainy.
Yeah, you can download the Weather Authority app. That's always helpful too. It's completely dedicated to weather. It's our forecast, so you know we tweak it. We know the local changes that happen, and you'll see the storms on the weakening trend. But that is a level 1 out of 5 for overnight tonight and into tomorrow. And we are expecting widespread rain. Some of the rain could be heavy, and some of the storms could be severe, meaning wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So that's early morning, so a little early morning wake-up call. The app will also let you know if those storms are severe.
Absolutely, so make sure you go to the App Store and download that. It is free and easy to use. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 6. Good night.